I know, but is that what we expected? Yeah, we only could sign 3 guys, that's what we expected, based on math, which is, but it was a very busy day, because the calendar is moved up. All right, so I spend my whole day today, and we spend our whole day today really on next year's recruiting. Does that make sense? So I think I talked to 22 guys today, and I think I talked to 14 guys yesterday. All right, so it was very busy. In fact, by the end of the day today, I was stuttering on the phone and having a tough time speaking clearly. So that's how busy it was.
There's Coach Nick Saban. I know he was being kind of a backside with his response, but I think he makes a valid point, Fletch. Like I said, I heard all day, and let me say this. Yes, we wanted McKinley Jackson. Absolutely, Alabama wanted McKinley Jackson. And that was a disappointment that we did not get McKinley Jackson. Alabama would have loved to have gotten Rakestraw. Absolutely. I've heard people talk about this Jason Jones kid out of Calera. If Alabama wanted Jason Jones so bad, they would have recruited him as a defensive tackle and would not have offered him a blue shirt. And they probably were offering Rakestraw a blue shirt. And I don't know how they were going to get McKinley in the class, but Nick Saban knows how to do math, and he would have gotten him in there somehow, some way, with that scholarship. So I don't know how, but he would have. So I'm not belittling what happened yesterday in terms of disappointment. But the reason it's so disappointing to Alabama people on yesterday is because we're not taking into account we just signed Bryce Young. Bryce Young is on campus for 2020, Fletch. You know what Bryce Young's ranking is? His rating is? He's a 5-star. But his ranking is .9994. Did you hear that? .9994. No one has ever signed with the University of Alabama with the higher rating. Not Tua Tagovailoa that everybody loves and everybody thought was the greatest quarterback to ever play here. And he put up numbers to back it up. But this young man is the highest ranked recruit along with Cyrus Kouandjio and Andre Smith. Those 2 guys, they have the highest rated. Think about this. If Julio Jones, this has been in the era of Julio Jones, and Julio Jones signed in December, and we lost somebody in February, would we now be talking about that guy, or would we be talking about Julio Jones? That just shows you how much the calendar has changed. We have Will Anderson, 5-star, .9913. Chris Braswell, 5-star, .9911. Drew Sanders, 5-star, .9897. DeMoy Kennedy, 4-star, .9820. We have, in those top 5 guys, that's not counting Jace McClellan, need area. Roydell Williams, running back. Those 2 guys at running back. DeMoy Kennedy at linebacker. Chris Braswell at linebacker. Will Anderson, strong defensive end. Drew Sanders, wherever you need him. Tight end, quarterback, wide receiver, linebacker, inside linebacker. We have an unbelievable class, but we're in a new era of college recruiting and college signing, and a lot of people disappointed. But the Tide finished, for those, I'm trying to cheer us up. I'm trying to, the loss to McKinley Jackson was huge. Do you think the McKinley Jackson thing was as much about how good Alabama's class was as it was about him choosing Texas A&M? Because here's the difference. 3 years ago, he would have been signing not knowing who all had signed. He's had a month and some change to hear that Alabama. Oh yeah. Have you heard that we supposedly signed the best defensive front class in the nation this year? So McKinley Jackson would have been icing on the cake and would have taken us even further and probably would have made Alabama the number one class. But do you think it's possible that this young man looked and said, hold on, I can go to Texas A&M and still get to the league. Why would I come here and fight against the guys they signed last year, plus the guys they signed this year? And so did the early signing period possibly contribute to this young man having all the data in front of him and the other coaches recruiting against that for the last month and a half and say, why would you go there when you can come here and be on the field immediately?
Yeah, I think it definitely did, and I think that that's a good thing for college football, not for the fans, not for the school,
Right.
or the players.
Oh, I agree.
McKinley Jackson, I'm sure it's no accident that he waited till this late signing period. He wanted to know where all the dominoes fell in the early period so that he could take a look at his options and pick what was best for him. And I think that's what he did here.
Yeah, and I have zero issue with it. I'm just trying to help the Alabama folks. I heard some people even complaining about the early signing period. I have zero issue with the early signing period because I think the early signing period. Some people say that it hurts the lower ranked guys. I disagree with that. I think guys are now getting recruited in the process. There's D2 guys that bump up to the lower D1 schools. There's 3 stars that start getting recruited like 4 stars and all of a sudden start having options. Because right now, Alabama had 3 guys that they had to get and keep on the books. Everybody that talks about Jason Jones, I wish the young man nothing but success at Oregon. But if you think that Jason Jones spurned Alabama on yesterday, you are totally misinformed. He was a player that Alabama was recruiting. First of all, he wants to play defensive tackle. Alabama was recruiting him as an offensive tackle, and we'll talk to Hank South about that. And they offered him a blue shirt, which means he would have counted toward 2021. I don't know. I mean, yeah, they wanted him, but they didn't feel like he was a must-have for this class, or they would have offered him a scholarship.
I think that you're spot on there. It does help these lesser recruited guys. I mean, Ennis Rakestraw has to be the best example of that all year.
Yeah.
A guy who none of us knew his name until after the early signing period when Alabama decided they wanted to go out and try to get another cornerback. And all of a sudden, Missouri's not his most prestigious offer anymore. He's got Alabama coming after him. He's got all these top schools that want him in. Ultimately, he still went with Missouri, decided to stick with the team that had been recruiting
Him a little longer.
than everyone else, but it gave him the option. It gave him the ability to decide his own destiny.
And I don't remember the young man's name that played in one of the All-Star games. He was a 3-star running back. He had one big-time offer, and that was Georgia Tech. But after early signing period, all of a sudden, all of these other schools that missed on their running back went back to the drawing board and discovered this young man. I don't know where he ended up signing. I don't know if he stayed with Georgia Tech or not. But he had a lot more offers to consider. And you talk about Rakestraw. For Rakestraw, I wish him nothing but the best, and I hope it turns out for him sort of like it did for what's his name that plays basketball, ended up staying, Ja Morant, who was recruited by Murray State, and then all of a sudden everybody came in wanting him late in the process, but he chose to stay with the team that had been with him the longest. Maybe that's what Rakestraw decided to do, and that may end up being the best thing for him. I know a lot of people think that players come. Alabama's the only school that sends guys to the NFL. That's a misnomer. Guys do come to Alabama to get to the NFL because the best place for 5 stars is Alabama, but I don't know if that's the case for all other stars. Alabama sends more 5 stars to the league than anyone else at the high level, but there's a lot of schools sending guys to the pros. So Alabama had a great class, and I just want us to remember to let's pump up and highlight the guys that signed. The number 2 composite ranking class in the country, the number one overall 247 class in the country, Alabama. Okay, their composite came up a little short, but they have 8 guys from Alabama, 5 from Georgia, 3 from Florida, 3 from Texas, 2 from California, 2 from Louisiana, 1 from Maryland, and 1 from Ohio State. Maybe Ed Orgeron is locking down the state of Louisiana. By position, we have 1 quarterback, 3 running backs, 4 receivers. Best running back class in the country is what we're being told. Offensive line 3, defensive line 5, best defensive line in the country. Linebacker 3, potentially best linebacker team in the country, group in the country. 4 defensive backs, 2 special teamers. That's who ended up with Alabama, as they got several other PWOs and other things out there. Also, the grad transfer not being counted in this number of 25 called Tucker at tight end. So when you add it all up, Alabama had a great day, and we'll talk with Hank South, 247 Sports, Bama Online Recruiting, coming up next.